Hi, I'm Kim Jennings. I'm a park ranger here with the City of Waco, Parks and Recreation Department, and we're here today to show you just how amazing Cameron Park and Brazos Park East really is. We've been working with Texas Parks and Wildlife to designate 2 brand new paddling trails with their Waco Paddling Trails program. And we're pleased to announce that the project has finally come to completion, and we have 2 designated waterway trails. The first one is called the Bosque Bluffs. It's a 2.2-mile loop, and we're actually going to be headed that way from here. And the other one is called Brazos Bridges, and it's a 4.8-mile loop that starts here from Brazos Park East and heads all the way down towards the Waco Suspension Bridge. So you have one that's a little more urban. You see some of downtown Waco with the Brazos Bridges Trail, and the Bosque Bluffs Trail is a little more scenic, a little more hidden away from people. You get a really nice view of the cliffs. We've got a great group here paddling with us today. We have the Barton family from Geared. They rent kayaks and stand-up paddle boards. There's a few rental places available in the city near Cameron Park where you can rent equipment. So just because you don't have a kayak or a stand-up paddleboard doesn't mean you can't join in on the fun. There's also the Waco Paddle Club. If y'all are getting more serious into it, they're a really fun group of people that they paddle on waterways around Waco, on the river and on Lake Waco. You can take your pet too. Just make sure that they are safe. Everyone, when you're kayaking, you should always wear an approved safety life vest. If you're bringing your dog, make sure that they also are safe in case if they fall in the river. So right now we are on the Bosque River, and part of the Texas paddling trail that we're on is called the Bosque Bluffs, and it starts over at Brazos Park East, and then it goes all the way over to the McLennan Community College. They have a small marina over there by the Bosque River stage, and there's parking over that way and a ramp and a little dock, so that's where we're headed.
I see something familiar up there, that gate.
You see that up there? That right there is Emmons Cliff. So Cameron Park lies on the Balcones fault line, and so it created these huge cliff areas. They're about 150 feet high, and that fence up there, as you see, is a perimeter up at Emmons Cliff. And then right here, like right behind those trees, that's the river trail, and that's a special kind of rock. It's called limestone.
Yeah, I think my papa told me that.
Yeah, so it's not really good for climbing. It's not the most stable rock. Yeah, so yep, a lot of times if people are, trying to climb on it, it's illegal, and it's very, very dangerous because the rock's not stable, it breaks off. If you look at the different layers on the cliffs there, you can see that there's sort of like a grayish color. That's the volcanic ash. And then the limestone's in between it. So whenever there's a lot of rain and heat, it causes a lot of movement because it expands and contracts with the level of moisture. And so it makes it very, very unstable, and it's always changing and moving. Up there is Emmons Cliff. It's one of the highlights of Cameron Park.
Up there?
Yep, right up there.
That isn't cool?
It's pretty cool.
What?
You need to be careful when you're standing on the edge because you can tell that it's undercut. Like the top part of that cliff sticks out further than the lower part.
Oh, okay.
And so over time, it changes, and it's pretty unstable, so I wouldn't go too close to the edge there. So you can't really see it, but the river trail is right beyond those trees, and that's our most popular trail. It's pretty wide. It's a double track, and you can it's a multi-use trail, so you have people that are running, people that are hiking, mountain bikers. You'll even see, people cycling, riding their mountain bikes in there. You'll even see occasional horseback riders in there because they're multi-use trails. So Cameron Park is really old. It's over 100 years old. It turned 100 years in 2010. So it's 102 years old. Now we're about to embark on Lover's Leap. And Lover's Leap is one of the big highlights that we have here in Cameron Park. Cameron Park received millions of dollars worth of renovations for the Cameron Park Centennial after the bond election, and Lover's Leap got a complete new facelift. The old wall that was crumbling around the perimeter of the cliff's edge there was replaced with a nice fence and a visible, higher, elevated kind of viewing area with some rocks where people can sit and from a safe distance and enjoy the river and enjoy the view. Lover's Leap, it's about 150 feet high, and as you can see, you know, we've had some rock slides on the cliff. It's not the most stable. It's made out of limestone and volcanic ash, and so whenever you have severe weather changes like we have here in Texas, it causes a lot of expansion and contraction of the volcanic ash, which makes the rocks fall down around it. So it's a city ordinance and a park regulation that you're not allowed to climb up or down the cliffs, and I think it's a pretty good one because, as you can see, it's for your own safety that they, you know, the rocks are falling on a regular basis. And if you're hiking on the river trail, it's always good to be aware of your surroundings. You know, don't wear headphones, people coming up behind you, and you also just need to be aware of what's around you. So you never know you're in a natural area. Things are always changing. There's a legend of Lover's Leap, and there was two warring tribes in the Waco area, and of course the prince and the princess of both of the tribes fell in love, and they couldn't be together because their tribes and their families were at war, and so they ran away hoping to be together, and their tribes chased after them, and they cornered them at the edge of Lover's Leap, and instead of having to not be together and separated, they held hands and they ran to the edge and they jumped off so that they could be together forever in death. So that's the fable and the folklore that's been passed down. But if you were standing at the edge and you were to jump, I don't really think you'd make it very far. There's no way you'd hit the river. You'd probably hit the side there. The river trail goes right underneath Lover's Leap, and it's one of the most scenic parts in the park. If you haven't seen it, it looks totally different from the river view. It looks a lot more majestic, and it's pretty awe-inspiring when you're sitting down here, because it adds an additional 20 feet. Since the river trail is about 20 feet higher than the river is, and it just really gives you just a really good look and appreciation for nature. So we have a hidden gem here in Waco. It's Cameron Park and the Brazos and the Bosque Rivers. And we're really trying to encourage people to come out and enjoy it for themselves. It's really a good family bonding experience, and it doesn't really take that much out of you physically. So if you're worried about your health, like, oh, I'm just not fit enough, it's really easy. My favorite place to paddle is actually here on this side by the Bosque, because you have the tree line and then the cliffs on the opposite side that really help shelter you from the wind. When you're more downtown, you're more exposed, so you're more likely to encounter wind issues down there. But over here, it's more protected, and it's just really relaxing. So it's a good time to encourage families to come out. I mean, you can do rentals by the hour. They have stand-up paddle boards. They've got They've got kayaks. I think they even have canoes. So whatever kind of watercraft that you think you might want to try them all. You can see, you know, an 8-year-old can do a stand-up paddleboard. So you can too. Don't think that you're too old or not fit enough, because this is a sport that all ages and all physical abilities can enjoy together. Well, thanks for paddling along with us. For more information about kayak rentals and places where you can get equipment from and classes, the city does intro classes. Please visit CameronParkWaco.com, and you can learn more about the Texas Paddling Trails, about the locations where you can park and put in and take out, and the distances, and just a little more information about some of the things that you might see when you're on the river. Come out, enjoy it. You'll be glad you did.